It couldn't have been too bad. You made it into Indiana University.
They didn't teach me math here.
Okay. All right. So how do you take 12 yards and change it into inches? Anybody know? Well, what we need is what's called a conversion factor. Factor being a number we multiply by. Anybody know what it is directly from yards to inches? Okay, so what do we know then? What can we change yards to? Anybody know off the top of feet? 1 yard's how many feet? All right. Does that get us where we want to go? Not yet. So what are we going to need? Feet to inches, right? Yeah, so 1 foot is good. Oh, you'd be surprised. I have some kids who don't know that. They're like, ah. These are basic Americana, my friends. You are the only country in the world that uses this. So you got to know. So are we going to be able to get there in one step? Doesn't look like it. We're going to need to do this in 2 steps. Step 1's going to be changing it to feet. And then step 2 will be to change it to inches. Okay. What can we do here? I'm going to show you 5 different ways of doing this. Now keep in mind, you don't have to know them all. Pick the one you like and run with it, and then just ignore me the rest of the time. 5 options to choose from. The first, I call I just know. Have you ever had a math question where you just know the answer? And someone says, how'd you get that? You go, I really can't explain it. I just know. The example I usually use is something like a mother who just measured their kid. You had anybody of you get measured against a wall growing up? At home, it's like, oh, you're 3 feet tall. You take them to the doctor's office and they don't do it in feet, do they? It's all in inches. So maybe that mom just knows that 36 inches is 3 feet. Or 48 inches is 4. Or sometimes, I used to have this with those mixture problems. You got so much of this grass seed at this price and so much of this grass seed, and it would just jump in my head. And I'd be right every time. And I couldn't for the life of me explain what I did. I had no clue how to do it. It just jumped in my head. Bing! Cool. In my class, that's acceptable. Why should I punish you, making you show me your work when you know the answer? That doesn't make sense. That's also why there isn't any attendance as part of your grade. If you already know what's going on, then I have to punish you because you didn't show up to class. The second one, you know this one too. Remember this from last week? Trial and error. What were the possibilities of trial and error? Would adding make sense here? 12 plus 3 is 15. So 12 yards is 15 feet. Does that make any sense? No. So adding doesn't make sense. Does subtracting make sense? No. What else can we do? Line. By dividing. What's the third possibility? Dividing the other way. Okay, so what does that look like for step 1 here? If we multiply, We got our 12 times, we're gonna use the 1 or the 3. Would it make any sense to use the 1? Because 12 times 1 is, oh yeah, nothing changed. So yeah, we're gonna use the other. Times 3, 36. B dividing 12 divided by 3 is 4. And C, 3 divided by 12 is 0.25. Which one of those makes sense? Or is there any that don't make sense right off the bat? Yeah, and plug it back in. 12 yards is equal to, we're going to feet here, right? 12 yards is 0.25 feet. Does that make any sense? 12 yards is 4 feet. Does that make any sense? 12 yards is 36 feet. Okay. So then we can use that in the second step here. So, okay. We got the 36 feet. Again, we do the same thing. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're using multiply by 12, divide by 12, or 12 divided by. Let's see, this is 0.3 repeating. No, yeah, it is. This is 3, and this is 432. Let me check my math. Again, never trust Craig when he does math in his head. I was trying to remember that from this morning. I try to use the same example so I know. I cheat, I'm going. Any of those not make any sense? Yeah. 36 feet is 3 inches. Really? Yeah. But we can get there. That's a lot of work though, isn't it? Which takes us into this third option.